is the best Dendro character? Let's find out. I think it would be a crime to start this video with anyone else but Kale. She is most likely everyone's first Dendro unit other than the Traveler. And even after all the Dendro characters released after Kale, I still think she is quite strong. Her elemental skill throws a floral ring and deals 2 instances of damage. One for throwing and one for when it returns back to Kale, just like a boomerang. This skill also benefits from her first ascension skill and her C2. If someone in your party triggers a Dendro-related reaction before the floral ring returns to Kale, it will deal equal to 40% of Kale's attack as Dendro damage to nearby enemies for 6 seconds. Pretty good buff for triggering more reactions in my opinion. Her elemental burst is also a great way to trigger more reactions. For me, our precious forest ranger is E tier. Next up is Kale's master, Kainari. Kainari is kind of like a Dendro Ganyu. Their playstyles have a lot of similarities. Just like Ganyu, Kainari's charge attacks are quite powerful, so much so that his first and second ascension skills are pretty much dedicated to his charge attacks. His first ascension skill increases his elemental mastery by 50 after he fires a charge attack, and his second ascension skill benefits from the elemental mastery and helps him deal more damage with his charge attacks. His elemental skill is also quite similar to Ganyu, counting enemies inside of his elemental skill and distracting them. But that's not all. It also allows Kainari to quickly charge his charge attack, almost like Ganyu's C6. His C1 also grants crit rate to his charge attacks, making it easier to crit. A great unit in general with many team comps, and for that reason, I will rate him B+. And let's not forget about Yao Yao, Grandma Ganyu's caregiver. If you need a healer in your Dendro reaction team comps, then Yao Yao is a great option. She doesn't necessarily have the most stacked healing, but she gets the job done. Her elemental skill will continuously heal your active character during its duration, and if your active character is fully healed, it will keep throwing radishes for you to pick up later. Her burst also buffs her elemental skills healing slightly and helps your team survive longer. Being a polearm user, she has access to Favonius Lance, which helps her with the AD energy cost burst. You can also go crazy and give her the Staff of Homa for some more healing if you want to. For me, Yao Yao is a solid A tier character. You can't go wrong with her. I think it's safe to assume that Baiju was everyone's most awaited character in the game. His first appearance was back in 1.0, and he had to wait for his turn for 20 patches until 3.6. Being a pharmacist, the role of shielder/healer suits him really well. His elemental skill heals you based on his max HP, and if your active character is below 50% HP, then Baiju will gain 20% more healing bonus and heal for more with his first ascension skill. With his burst, he creates a shield that heals your active character and deals standard damage to nearby enemies under 2 circumstances: when a character is currently being protected by his Seamless Shield, or whenever the Seamless Shield expires or broken by enemies' attacks. His second ascension skill also buffs Dendro reactions based on his max HP, and making him a universal Dendro support for all Dendro reactions. A great unit nonetheless, and a well-deserved S tier. Next up is one of my favorite characters, Kirara. I mean, how can you not love her? She's a cute cat girl with a precious meow. Let's not get distracted though. Her elemental skill provides shield, but has 2 modes. When tapped, she will leap and kick nearby enemies and grant shield based on her max HP to your active character. When held, she will turn into a cute kitty and deal damage to enemies she collides with, similar to Sayu. Her second ascension skill increases her elemental skill and elemental burst damage for every 1000 max HP she has, with no upper limit. Her most notable constellation is C6, granting 12% elemental damage bonus to your active character after she uses her elemental skill or elemental burst. Only downside to Kirara is that at the time of recording this video, we still don't have a HP substat 4-star sword in the game. For now, I think she's a B tier character character, but I can see her being a B plus or even an A tier character in the future. Let's continue with another 4-star character, Kaveh. Kaveh's main selling point is that he can be a good Dendro driver and also being able to trigger Dendro cores immediately with his elemental skill, while also buffing Dendro-related reactions damage. He can also heal himself when he takes damage from Dendro cores, equal to 300% of his elemental mastery. On top of that, after using his elemental skill, his C1 grants him Dendro resistance and healing bonus, making him take less damage and also heal more. In my opinion, Kaveh is a solid B+ tier character. And next up is Kaveh's roommate, the feeble scholar Al-Haytham, also known as Dendro Pushing. At least that's what people thought at first. His elemental skill undeniably does the same thing as Kuching's elemental skill. But what makes this skill special is that it scales off of Al-Haytham's elemental mastery directly. His elemental burst also scales off of elemental mastery directly, while also dealing AoE Dendro damage to nearby enemies. And the amazing thing is, he is perfect at C0, and for that reason, he is easily S tier for me. You want to build new characters, but too lazy to gather materials for them running across the Teyvat. Then Nahida is what you're looking for. Not only does she make collecting materials faster, she also doesn't have to climb mountains, hills, or houses like other characters. All you need to do is hold your elemental skill and scan through materials you need. You can gather up to 5 pieces of materials this way. But let's move on to her combat strength. Nahida does almost everything a character can provide other than healing and shielding. She provides damage, buffs, debuffs, and more. Using her elemental skill on enemies by holding it creates a link in between the scanned ones. You can also create a link in between them by pressing it too. Her elemental burst is what makes her an amazing Dendro support and a backbone for main team comps. This skill has a unique interaction with the following 3 element types. If you have at least one Pyro character in your party, damage dealt by Trikarma Purification will increase. If you have at least one Electro character in your party, the interval between Trikarma Purification will decrease, allowing you to deal more damage. And if you have at least one Hydro character in your party, the duration of her burst will increase. And one thing to note is that if you have 2 or more characters of the same element type I mentioned, the buffs you get will increase more. With that being said, I think now is a good time to talk about her C1. This constellation allows you to have one character of the element type I listed, but gives you the buff for 2, making it so that you can have all 3 element types in your party with the max buff. Her C2, like I mentioned in my previous video, allows Burning, Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burden to crit while reducing 30% defense of enemies from incoming Quicken, Aggravate, and Spread damage. And her C6 is probably an overkill upgrade that you don't need at all other than making the game an actual walking park. Nahida is on another level compared to other Dendro units. If you have Nahida and want to play a Dendro reaction comp, then you will definitely have her in your party. She is the best Dendro character in the game, and I don't think anyone will come close to besting her in the future. So next time you see Nahida, make sure to get a copy of her. And that was the end of another tier list, guys. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other tier list videos. Leave a like if you liked the video, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe for more to come. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.